you in here. So today is September 29th, 2025, and today's video is a question. So please feel free to engage as much as possible in the comment section because I'm going to be looking for your answers and your questions and your thoughts, all those good things. So the question is, how do you convince someone to believe in God? Again, the question is, how do you convince someone to believe in God? Now, I am hoping to have this be a group activity. So if you are here, come on in, chime in, and let me know what you think about this particular question. Again, the question is, how do you convince someone to believe in God? Hey, how you doing today, Joshua? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it because YouTube likes it as well. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I have a couple of pointers, a couple of points, some things that I thought about that. Well, good. I'm glad to see that you're doing good. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I'll start off with giving a couple of the things that I jotted down that you could do to convince somebody to believe in God that may not believe in God. Okay. And you're going to be surprised by the last thing that I come up with. Maybe you'll be surprised. You may not be. I don't know. Hey, Trisha Nicole, how you doing? Did I see Trisha Nicole come in there? Oh, and you sent a heart too. Thank you. So sweet. I appreciate it. I'm loving your get ready with me's outfits. Very, very cute. I'm loving it. Yes, love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm a purse person, although I don't have a whole bunch of them anymore. But so I love it. You keep it up. Keep on doing what you're doing over there. And Joshua, hey, stick around, stick tight. So you all, these are just my thoughts. I'm also in here. You're welcome. I'm also in here kind of engaged. That's mainly what this whole live is about. Engaged. But I thought I would come with a topic because sometimes, you know, the chat may not be there. Like nobody may not be here. And if I'm ever here talking by myself or talking to myself, I need to have a topic so that the team replay can watch this and have something to listen to. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you all some to listen to. So the first thing I thought about was leading by example. What do some of you all think about that? So a way to convince somebody else to believe in God. And I thought about this because I don't know, I just think about questions sometimes. I'm like, I wonder for the people who do not believe in God, what they would say. Now, because I've been on this platform for a while and I've asked that question kind of in a roundabout way, never really in a video topic that I can remember. And I've been told a couple different things, and I just kind of wanted to um, bring it out to the forefront and just get everybody's thought on it to see it, see what you had to contribute to this topic. And I'll start it off. So the first thing I thought about was leading by example. That is one way. I have six ways altogether, but one way you could bring somebody else to Christ or convince somebody else that does not believe in God to believe in God is by leading by example. That's probably the best. Nah, I can't say it's the best way, but that's one of the most authentic ways to do it. If somebody else sees your life and sees that you are an upstanding person and sees that you are actually walking and living by the fruit, not fruits with an S, but fruit of the spirit, then you just let your little light shine and you let that person see you and see how you're living for God and see how you're, trying to do the best job that you can. And they can actually see the light of God. They can see that in you and they see it in the way you represent yourself. Hey, Troy, how you doing? Good to see you. I know I haven't seen you in a while. I messaged you on. Oh, you did? All right. Yes. Okay. Now let me tell you something about me and IG. Now, sometimes I don't know if we're really. I'm gonna just say it. I don't. We're not really friends like that anymore. I feel like we kind of broke up at some point, and I didn't remember it happening. But I go back and visit every now and then, Troy. So what I'm saying is, since I know you sent me a message, I will go and check it. But I'm like, I've been very inactive on IG and I need to probably pick it back up. But I was trying to just focus in on YouTube because YouTube is doing more than enough for me right now. Um, taking my time, but I definitely will go to IG. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate, and I appreciate all of you who have come in already and hit that thumbs up. I love it. Thank you so much. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I wish I could do something like put some hearts or something in them. Just know that if I could push the heart button and the smile button or whatever, I would be doing that right now. So let's see. Hey, Chris, how are you? Hello there. Thank you for being a friend. Oh, that's so nice, Troy. Yeah, I don't use it much either, but didn't know the best way. No, that's the best. You know what? To be honest, I guess that is the best way to. That's the best way to reach me. Like I could say Facebook, but I'm on there probably about the same amount of times I'm on IG. So either way is fine. And the good thing is when I check my okay, my messages notifications keep going on. When I check my because all the messages do come to my cell phone, but I just I paused the one on IG because I have all the alerts going off and it really annoys me, but it's nothing I can do about it. Like I can't say just give me the primary people, or maybe I can and I just don't know because I'm not on there like that anymore. Anyway, point of the story is I will check the message because I would love to see what you have messaged me. And also, I know I need to get back and do better because I'll check it every now and then, and I'm like, oh, I missed messages from like 3 weeks ago. I got to do better. So I will check. Good afternoon, Trisha and Joshua. Your friendship has been a blessing to me. Oh, see, that's why. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for sharing that, Troy, because you know you're a content creator too, and we never know. We never know until somebody takes the time to leave us a beautiful comment like that one. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really sincerely mean that because there have been so many times you all that I'm like, forget this. Just, I'm being honest because I am. You know, you have children. I'm a mom, and I'm busy, and I got these projects happening that are taking up a lot of my time. I'm like, what if I just stopped? And then I'm like, no, something in me just will not allow me to stop. Something in me is just like, don't do it. Keep going. Just keep going. So when I hear things like that, I would make videos just for you all who comment those. I would. I would. And oh, I told you all the story about my little cousin. That's another thing. We live in different states, and I've not really seen her. I've only seen her twice, and I didn't know. I just found out that she watches my channel and that she is a consistent viewer and that she watches it over and over again. And she's 8 years old. So my aunt, I had the opportunity to meet up with my family recently, and I was like, so I saw her and just the smile on her face and the way that her face, you know, just lit up when she saw me. It just made my day, and it made my. I was just like, oh my god, and I was like, you know what? I will make videos just for her. If nobody else watched, I will make videos. So when I hear comments like that, I will make videos just for you all that come and support. Even if you can't give me all your time, I understand that. If you can give me 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, it does not matter to me. Whatever it is, for anybody that ever watches and that has ever watched Geeky Girls Journal, thank you so much. I appreciate your support in more ways than you know. This has been a blessing to me. When I'm usually the person that's like, oh, I'm out of my business, I don't feel like that, but it's really been a blessing to engage with a lot of you. So thank you. Keep on doing what you're doing. If you got to peek your head in every now and then, do that. I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm finally really focusing on finding Jesus again, and I'm having. Oh, yes. Troy, let me see. Can I pin that? Oh, let me see if I can pin your message. I love that because I am literally in the same boat, and I got. I'm supposed to be talking about how you can. Okay, you know what? We are kind of talking about that, right? So you all I was in Sunday school Sunday. I'm gonna tell you all this story before I forget. I was in Sunday school Sunday, and we were talking about how faithful God is to us. And one of the questions was, and I was doing it virtually because I'm in a whole different state. So I go back and I do virtual service to my home church, the church that I grew up in. I do virtual service with them, and then I do service in person at my church. So, and then I listen to like Pastor Darius Daniels and Pastor Mike Jr. If you all are familiar with them as well, because I don't know. I'm falling in love with Jesus all over again, just like you said, Troy. So we're in the same boat. And so the question was asked, if, and I should, you know what? I'm not gonna say it right now. I want to keep it for another live. Let me write it down. Let me Sunday school question, and I'm gonna ask you all that in another live because I will definitely get away from the topic that I'm supposed to be doing tonight if I tell you all what happened Sunday, and I'll just have to remember it. I'm finally. I love that. I love that comment so much. Good afternoon, Fantasy Network. That's from Chris. Hey, Chris from Troy. Troy, you all, if you're in here and you have not already, type GGJ so that other people can connect with you. Come on, y'all, we can get back into it. Nightbot looks like Nightbot is working today, so go ahead, type GGJ. It's not case sensitive, so just type it on in there so everybody can connect and, make a new friend. Never know. Let's see. So, okay, how do you convince someone to believe in God? What are your thoughts with that question? And as you all are thinking about it, I'm going to tell you what my other thought was. I said lead by example. So if you're leading by example, people will be able to see your life and see, the love of God just exude from you, right? They'll be able to see it just pouring out of you and you get excited. Like if you get excited like I do and I'm talking about God, they'll be able to see it. I mean, you all, my face, I think, lights up when I talk about Jesus. What do you think? Does it light up? Do you see it? I get really excited. And it's because I'm finding out new things all the time. Every time I pick up the word, I find out something new about God that maybe I didn't know, or He showed me, He's revealing something else that I didn't understand years ago or that I didn't understand yesterday. Now I got a better understanding of it, and I'm able to, really get it, and that's the exciting thing to me because I'm a person who likes to read something and try to put the parts together. And I do that as I'm reading the Word of God. I'll read something and I'm like, okay, let me dig a little bit deeper. So now I got to put this piece with that piece. And now it makes sense. And I was reading the Bible earlier and I went to um, it was like a excerpt, right? And when I went to it, it showed what this Hebrew word meant, what the translation was, and what the actual Hebrew word meant for something that I was reading. I read like the first seven books of I think what's it, Corinthians? I read Corinthians and Colossians, and it was breaking down what the Hebrew words meant. The ones that I was looking up, I can't remember what it was. I'll have to go to it and do another live or video about that. But anyway, I was so excited because I was like, oh, this whole time I didn't know that word meant this, and that just knowing what that word meant brought a whole nother, um, just made me think about the way that I was reading that particular chapter and passage. And I was just like, wow, it's so well, we know that when the language is important and depending on the way that you use words, it can change the whole sentence. And that's what happened for me earlier. I was reading, I'm like, oh, and it was like a bright light just went on. And I'm like, I was so excited. I mean, I just get so excited. I'm thinking about um doing, and I don't know if I would do it early, like really, really early in the morning or really late at night, but I'm thinking about doing it where I would get on and read the Bible and show you all my process because I don't know, maybe it's a new believer or somebody who would want to figure out how to do that and kind of figure out how they can read the Bible and get a different understanding. I can kind of talk with them through it. Not that I'm some expert, I'm just like you, just like you, trying to read and learn and grow spiritually and figure things out. And I know I'm not going to know everything that's in the Bible. I'm not going to understand everything, but I'm telling you all what, it's my mission to learn as much as I can and to make. I tell people, I'm like, I want to make Satan mad every time that I get up. I want him to just be like, oh my God, here she comes. I can't stand her. And good, because I can't stand him either. So we're on the same page. So, all right, I need to get back to it. Okay, so the first one is lead by example. That's number one. Lead by example. Let me put this down 14. Okay, lead by example is number one. So, in that, it's you, being accountable for the things that you do, watching your speech, or just allowing people to see the way that you communicate and how do you treat others. All those things are reflective of you. Have you ever heard the saying that actions speak louder than words? Well, in this case, yes, sometimes it does. You can say something all day long, but if you're not acting Christ-like, if you're not acting the way that that person perceives a child of God to be, and I'm not saying that it's based on what that person's thoughts are, if you're acting against what it says that a child of God is in the Bible, if you're acting in a way that is not representative of a child of God, then we might have some questions for you. And I think that's quite natural. Like if you say that you're a Christian and you or that you're a believer, because I know some people don't want to be called Christians, you might want to be called a believer, you want to be called a follower of Christ. I'm down with all of them. As long as it means that you're, that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, Christian, follower of Christ, believer, Jesus freak. You can take whatever terminology you want, but as long as you're walking in the spirit, as long as you're doing those things that you know you're supposed to be doing and not doing those things, as long as you're not practicing sin, we're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect, but you should be doing those things according to the Bible that you know are right and not doing those things that are wrong, not practicing those things, but trying to be salt in this world because that's what we're called. We're called to be the salt of the earth. We're called to be the light. So why are we walking around like darkness is my question. We might need to ask and we might need to do a little bit of reevaluating if you are not leading by example. Okay, so that's one way you can potentially convince somebody to believe in God. Maybe they see that you were one way when they first met you, then they see you transforming right before their eyes. They're like, she does not tell people off the way she used to. Or guess what? He didn't curse that man out. Because I know the old one. He would at least punched him in the face. But now they're like, oh my goodness, he definitely changed and transformed. Let me check my time. I got to pick my baby up. Okay. So I'm back. I'm going crazy at work. Oh, good. Listen, you're in the background. That means a lot to me. That means a lot. So number two, you are number two. All right. Invite them to church. Invite them to church so that they can experience all the goodness of God. Right? Invite them to church. Maybe the church is having some community activities or some events, and they can be a part of those events and they can come and see Christ, the people who are actually spreading the love of Jesus in action, or the people who should be spreading the love of Jesus in action. They can see the disciples right there, present time, right? Because that's what we are. We are disciples. If we say we are followers of Christ, then guess what? We have some work to do, don't we? So they can come and be a part of the church community. Maybe they want to come and maybe they say, hey, I'm not doing all that other stuff. I don't feel like going to the events, but I might come and listen to a sermon one Sunday with you. Okay, tell them, let's go. Wait, what Sunday? Pick a day. Let's do it. So invite them. Tell them to come on and they can sit right next to you on a church pew, on a bench, on a chair, on the floor, however they do it at the church service that you go to. The important thing is that they are in the house of the Lord. And you don't even have to tell them because guess what? They're going to be there. God already knew they were going to be at that service. So it's going to be something that they need to hear more than likely, right? Or it's going to be something that they get out of the service. I know God's intentional. So I don't think that if you put all that work in, or if they actually say, you know what, you've been asking me for years to go to this church, I think I'm just going to come along. And even if they say, I'm going to go just so I don't have to hear your mouth anymore because you're nagging me, I'm sick and tired of you telling me to come and find out about this Jesus, maybe I'll go. And then they go and they have a good time, right? Or maybe they say they're the opposite. I don't want to go hear the sermon, but I will go to the event with you. If the church is having a fall festival, right? Or I don't know what the churches have. If the church is having a conference or a potluck or a women's convention, a man's convention, a bring your bestie convention, whatever it is, let them come, invite them and say, you know what, just come along. If they're going to the corn maze, just the fellowship, invite them to come along on that corn maze extravaganza. And then guess what? They're going to be around other Christians, other believers, and they're just going to feel all the love. And then they're going to be like, you know what? I've been missing out on all this. I need to come back, right? And then they come back. Hey, Bud Files, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, that's Nightbot. Hey, but if I look, everybody said, hey, hey, hey. So that's number two. Let me write this down because I'm going to forget where I was, y'all. Number two is invite them to church or to a church event. All right, number three. You all ready for number three? Is share your testimony and experience with other people. You all know how I am about testimonies. I told you I love testimony service. Guess what? You don't have to be in church to share your testimony. You can tell your neighbor. Tell them what God brought you out of. You can tell the person that you're talking to in a grocery store, guess what God did for me today? Even if it was something as simple in your mind as getting a parking place, right? Hey, this is Trey, my new channel. Oh, your pathway. Oh, okay, I'm going to come over there after the. Let me write this down. Your pathway to Jesus. Pathway to Jesus. That's probably what your message is about, isn't it, Troy? I'm gonna go to it. I'm coming over. I'm gonna come over. Not you're gonna see me. It's probably gonna be late tonight, but I'm gonna come over and share some love. So yeah, you might be. What was I talking about, y'all? Testimony. Yeah, so share your testimony. Tell other people about the goodness of God. You have inspired me a lot to make this channel. Yes, make it. I'm so glad to see that, Troy. Good for you. You got double the work with these channels. And see, I'm like, I don't even want to do another channel because I'm like, this one I can't even keep up with. But anyway, we're not talking about me. Let's talk about Jesus. All right, so yeah, share your testimony, share your stories, tell other people what God has done for you. If you are a cancer survivor, tell people about that. Other people want to know that God brought you out of that. Tell people, even if you just got a cold and you prayed to God and then He cleared you of that cold or a flu or anything. It could be anything that you want to share. Sharing your testimony. Testimony is just something that happened to you that you can tell somebody else about. And I believe that we overcome by the words of our testimony. But guess what else happens? We can also bring people to Christ by sharing our testimony because some people, let's face it, just don't know Christ, just don't know that He can do things. They don't know that we serve an awesome God. They just think, oh, yeah, those Christians over there, they're crazy. They don't realize that God is a miracle worker and that God solves problems. They don't realize that God is a keeper, that He's a promise keeper, that He is a friend, that He is, He can be a father to those who don't have fathers, right? Or a mother to those who don't have mothers. I'm not saying He's a woman. So please don't misunderstand me. Anybody who's listening who's never been here, I'm never saying God is a mom, right? I'm just saying if you don't have the love from your mom or you're missing your mom, He can be there to comfort you and to guide and to nurture you. That's what I'm saying, okay? I just want to make sure that's clear. You change other people's lives and you have no idea. I've never met you in person and yet you have affected me with your message. I said, oh, I'm not gonna do it. Don't do this to me today, Troy. Do not do it. I'm not gonna cry. See, I got my fan. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Okay, we talking about fanning for Jesus. I'm not talking about. I had my boots on the ground, but I'm talking about fanning for Jesus, y'all, because I just got hot all of a sudden. I think Troy excited me because I'm telling y'all, when I talk about Jesus, this is how I get. And I be wanting to get on here all the time to talk about Jesus, but I can't. And then I have to try to remember what I'm going to say. And then I got all these notes and all these thoughts in my head. So forgive me if I'm bouncing back and forth. But every time I think about Jesus and what He's done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. Right? I'm just so excited. And I'm so excited that, you are coming in here sharing your stories. Troy, thank you for sharing. I wish the best for everybody that's on here listening. And I don't know, I just want everybody to come to Jesus, right? Because part of the reason is we should be on mission. The second thing is Satan sucks. Yeah, I said it. He sucks big time. And I don't care. Somebody can come on here and be like, oh, no, Well, guess what? He sucks. I said he sucked. He sucked. And I don't want to be on anybody else's team but Team Jesus. Why? Because that's where the winners are. I love a winning team, and I want to be on Team Jesus. Troy knows stuff about teams. He does football, fantasy, right? Wait, fantasy football. That's what it's called, right, Troy? So he knows a little bit about winning. And I'm telling you, I like to win. I want to be on Team Jesus because even if people think I lose here on earth, I ultimately win because I get to be the winner in the end. You get to be the winner. You get to be a winner if you're on Team Jesus. Yep. Yep. So that was number three. And I know it's taking me a while to get to my six, y'all. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so it's 25. Okay. So share your experiences. You can also share Bible stories. Share the Bible stories with the people because who doesn't like to hear a good story about David, right? Who doesn't want to hear a good story about about the prophets? Oh my gosh. Who doesn't want to hear a good story about the woman at the well? That's one of my favorite Bible stories. Can you guess why? You probably can. I think she was a little bit sassy, but also I want to talk about that in another live or another video. All right. So, in fact, if you have a favorite Bible study, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what your favorite Bible study is. What about the prodigal son? Do you like that one? Okay, let me know. What about the story of the man with the demon possessed boy? Okay, in Mark. Tell me some of your favorite Bible studies while I'm having this side conversation. Let's see. Okay, so that's number three. That's number three. You are number four, and I know I'm supposed to see. Okay, 6:01. I'm good. I gotta leave by 6:15. Number four is pray for them. Pray for that person. I know. Sometimes you might be like, I'm praying. It looks like nothing's working. Guess what? You just pray. If God, especially if God puts that person on your heart, pray for them because you never ever know what your prayer can do for others. I say I am so glad I had praying parents, I had praying grandparents, and they prayed for me. I know they did because thank God. That's all I'm gonna say. I had praying parents, I had praying grandparents, and other people who were praying for me that I might not have even known. And that's what it could be for you. You don't have to go and throw it in that person's face and be like, I pray for you every day, blah, blah, blah. No, just pray for them. Put it in the hands of the Lord. He's the one that makes the decision. He's the one that, decides what's going to happen with that person. And I'm jumping ahead of myself because that's my one of my other points. Anyway, pray for that person. Prayer changes things. I'm a living witness. I pray for people all the time. I pray, and I know I haven't been like doing that here, but I pray for people in my quiet. I pray for people in my closet. You know how we say in the closet. I pray for people just, I pray. I pray for my kids daily and my spouse daily. So you don't have you don't have to be in a certain position to pray. You don't have to be. You can pray while you're walking. You can pray while you're driving. Don't close your eyes. Please keep them open and pray. And you can pray on your knees. You can pray standing up. You can pray doing a twirl. Guess what? You're just having a conversation with God. That's the most important thing. You're praying. And don't forget to pray, y'all. Don't forget to pray. So that is number four. And I'm at 27. Number four is pray. Okay. Number four is pray. Number five is listen to why they don't believe. And some of you, this is the one I thought you would probably be a little bit surprised by. Like, listen to why they don't believe. Yeah, I think you should listen because God gave us what? 2 ears, not one. One mouth, 2 ears. So I always hear we're supposed to listen twice as much. Still working on it. But if we have 2 ears, we should be listening. And I know my listening skills have definitely improved. Now I'm more patient with people. I listen more. I think the more you find out that you're really a flawed person and you're not perfect, you get more compassion and you realize, hey, I'm not 100,000% either, right? I got flaws too. So it makes you, and also if you're not being as judgmental, I think you're a little bit easier it's a little easier to listen to people. When you take yourself out of that, off that soapbox, and you say, you know what, I'm a human just like them. It could have happened to me. I could be in the same situation. So now you're a little bit more compassionate and you want to hear why is it that you don't believe in God? Can you tell me why you doubt? Can you tell me what it is that keeps you from believing? Why are you hesitant to give your life to God? And really be sincere and listen to them. And I've been in this position myself a couple times where I've asked somebody and they're like, no, I don't believe in God. I don't believe that the book is okay, I don't believe that the Bible is true. And I'm like, okay, well, before I would be like, well, why not? Now I'm still the same way. Well, why? Why don't you believe? And I just really sincerely want to hear what their reasoning is because it can help me first to understand why they have not completely given their life to God or why they don't see him as a savior or as their Lord. And I'm just really sincerely trying to figure it out. Like, can you tell me more? Like, did something happen? The reason that you don't believe, or did you just read a book that made you feel like, I'm not down with this Jesus stuff, or did something happen to you where maybe you knew a Christian that may have treated you wrong, or may have had a bad day and said something to you, and now you just say, because that one Christian person did that to me, I don't want to have anything to do with God anymore. I don't think that's fair to God, but that's also my own personal opinion. I don't want to judge you. I'm just saying I don't think that's fair to God. It's not fair to God because God didn't do it. That person did it. So perhaps you should look at that person. Maybe that person was having a bad day. Go back and talk to that person and see what really happened. Yeah, almost. Yeah. So talk to that person and see what's really going on. Yeah. And I think the more we listen to people and allow them to explain their position, then they'll see, okay, I might not like, I may not agree with what she's saying, but I can be a listening ear. Or I may not believe the same God that she believes in, but the fact that he or she took the time to listen to me, we just never know. We never know what kind of effect we can have on somebody. And I think just to give somebody your time, because your time is precious and it's worth something, but just to give somebody your time and to listen and to see what it is, see what their concerns are, see what their doubts are, see why they have not totally committed. I think it's worth a shot. And I think um, I think that you'll have that will be a good time to segue and to kind of get in and just to, show them that you're a loving person, because you are, and to show them that you have the fruit of the Spirit. And then they'll be like, huh, I never met a Christian like that before. Maybe. All right, let's see. Petey Pablo. Hello. Yeah, so maybe you can be that person that they've never, the only person they've ever met that says that they love God or that they have a relationship with God. So I say act accordingly. If you love Jesus, show them what the love of Jesus looks like, right? And you can do that by just listening, being a listening ear. And if you don't have time to listen today, say, hey, you know what? I would really like to finish this conversation with you another day. Do you have time tomorrow, or do you have time next week or next month? Or maybe they need to talk to you right now. So just give them a couple minutes of your time. So that's number 5, to listen. Okay, let me mark it. 32. Hold on one second. So number 5 is to listen, and number 5 is to listen. Oh, so ask sincere questions. Try not to be confrontational and try not to be critical when you're talking to this person, right? Because they already may have preconceived ideas about believers or Christians. You don't want to add to that. What you want to do is listen, and truly listen. Don't listen to respond, but listen to actually hear what they're saying. And then you may be able to give them valuable feedback or advice if they're willing to take it. All right, number 6. Now, this is the last and final thing that I think you can do to convince someone to believe. And you all may be surprised by this one. Let me tell you what it is. Number 6 is to trust God and let God just be God. What do you think about that one? Trust God and let God do what he's going to do. Let him be God. Because guess what? You're not God. He is. He already knows that person's heart. He already knows how to draw them in. He already knows how to capture their attention. How do I know? Because I was one of those people. I asked God, God, show me who you are for me. I don't want to know who you are through somebody else. I lived that, right? I wanted to know God for myself. So what I'm telling you is trust God. After you've prayed, after you've invited them to church, after you have invited them to the community event, after you have invited them to the cakewalk that they had at the church last Sunday, after you invited them to the church dinner that they had, where you have all the favorite foods, and they still not want to mix and mingle, after you told them, hey, let's go hang out with some of my friends that are believers, and after you have led by example, you shared your testimony, you shared your experiences, you've even given them stories from the Bible and maybe even scriptures to read. After you've done all those things and you've prayed for them and you've listened and you're like, nothing else is working, it's time to give it to God. I know. We all want our loved ones to love God and to follow God. But there is only so much we can do. And God knows. He knows. And He knows, like I said, that person's heart. He knows your heart. He knows if you've been trying. He knows that you are sincerely trying to be, you know, an example and a model Christian for that person. But the truth is, we can't be that. We can't be somebody's God. Only God can do that. And they have to see God for themselves. Guess what? They also have to make that decision for themselves. We cannot push people to believe what we believe. We cannot push or make or force anybody to love God the way we love Him. And although we're like, I love God with all my heart, and although we see all the wonderful things God does for us, and He's always protecting us and guiding us, and we want other people to have that same life, right? We want others to experience the love of God overflowing, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I know it's discouraging, and sometimes it's a disappointment when we can't get those that we love to follow Christ. But the truth is, that's up to God. He's the one that calls and draws the person near. So let me tell you, my friend, if you've tried one, two, three, four, five, six, or maybe you have more tips, or maybe you have, more ways that you can convince somebody that I have not spoken about on this live today. If you do, please share them in the comment section so that somebody else who is watching, who is having, trouble trying to get their loved one to come to God, maybe you can help them in the comment section today by putting in a way that they can actually, invite that person into the family of Christ. And also, like I said, maybe this can be an encouragement to those of us and those of you who are watching, who have tried and tried, and you feel like you're pulling the hairs out your head. You don't know what else to say. You're at your wits' end. You're like, I don't know what to do. You may have even cried out to God. I'm like, I don't know what to do. They're not listening to me. I don't know what to say. I'm just done. I'm done, done, and done, right? And what do they say nowadays? Cooked. I'm cooked. I don't know what to do. So when you get to that point and you just feel like you've exhausted everything, still continue to pray for that person. But what I'm telling you is put it in the hands of the Lord. Actually, that can also be number one. Your number one should always be put it in God's hands, because He's the one that ultimately has the power to bring that person and to draw that person near. Think about your own situation and how you came to Christ. Now, when we think about those things, I want you to really, 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 really think about it. How did you come to Christ? Did somebody invite you to church? Did you have a come to Jesus moment for yourself? Were you around other believers? Did you hear somebody just out the blue say something about God and it captured your attention? I want you to think about those things. And I think that when you recall that information, you may find that you're going to be a little bit more open minded and patient is the word I'm looking for. You're going to be a little bit more patient with others who have not. Now, I'm not saying not to continue praying and trying to get that person to come to God, because that's our ultimate goal as a Christian. We want them. We want everybody to be in Team Jesus. We want everybody to experience the love of God. We want everybody to experience Him as our Lord. So, what I say is, I want to continue to encourage you to reach others, continue to tell them about Jesus, right? Give them a little space. If they, pull back, if it feels like you're being a little bit too zealous, overzealous, pull back a little bit, but don't stop praying, don't stop trying. If they're willing to listen to you, keep on going, because one day it's going to make a difference. Thank you so much for listening and watching and engaging. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your week. I will see you in the next video, but please, I just have one request. Share this with somebody else who, I was going to say who needs to hear it, but we don't know who needs to hear it. Just share this with somebody else, just one other person, and or two or three, whatever your heart desires. And also, if you're new to Geeky Girls Journal, I love to talk about Jesus here. I love to talk about the Bible. So please, this is your invitation to join the Geeky Girls Journal family. I would love to have you. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, and then you're going to be a member of this family. And remember, this is a no judgment zone. So whatever you say in the comment section is what you say in the comment section. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.